Between 3 and 5 a.m., something remarkable happens. The world is quiet, the air is still, and your mind is in a unique state of consciousness that you don't experience at any other time of the day. This window of time is when your subconscious mind is the most impressionable, the most open to suggestion, and the least resistant to new ideas. It is in these early hours that you have the greatest opportunity to shift your mindset, reprogram your thinking, and set the course for the rest of your day and ultimately your life. Most people don't realize that the thoughts they think early in the morning dictate the emotions they will carry throughout the day. When you wake up and immediately reach for your phone, check messages, or replay the stress of the previous day in your mind, you are unknowingly feeding your subconscious mind with chaos before you've even stepped out of bed. But if you take control of those first waking moments, you can direct your mind toward a positive, powerful state of being. You can flood your consciousness with energy that lifts you up rather than weighs you down. During this early period, your brain operates in what is known as the theta state. Theta waves are associated with deep relaxation, meditation, creativity, and heightened receptivity. This is the same state your brain enters just before sleep and immediately upon waking. In this state, the filter of your conscious mind is relaxed, allowing direct access to your subconscious programming. Why is this important? Because your subconscious mind is responsible for 95% of your daily thoughts, emotions, and behaviors. If you are not intentionally programming it, then it is running on old patterns, many of which are negative, self-defeating, and rooted in fear, doubt, and limitations. If you wake up and immediately begin dwelling on stress, uncertainty, or past failures, your subconscious mind absorbs those emotions and carries them into the rest of your day. It doesn't question whether those thoughts are beneficial or destructive. It simply accepts whatever you feed it. That is why so many people find themselves stuck in cycles of negativity. They wake up already feeling overwhelmed, anxious, or uninspired, and they carry those emotions with them into their work, relationships, and daily interactions. What they don't realize is that this pattern begins before they even step out of bed. The key to overcoming this cycle is to deliberately fill your mind with positive, empowering thoughts before negativity has a chance to take hold. The best way to do this is by using powerful affirmations, gratitude exercises, and visualization techniques within the first few moments of waking. Instead of allowing your mind to wander into worry, you must direct it toward thoughts that elevate and inspire you. Imagine waking up and immediately saying to yourself, "Today is a new day filled with endless possibilities. I am strong, I am capable, I am in control of my emotions and my destiny." If you say these words with conviction, your subconscious mind will begin to accept them as truth. Over time, these statements will override the old negative patterns that have been running in the background for years. Another effective way to flood your mind with positive energy in the early morning is through gratitude. The moment you wake up, before you even open your eyes, take a deep breath and list 3 things you are grateful for. It could be as simple as the air you breathe, the bed you sleep in, or the opportunity to experience another day. Gratitude is one of the fastest ways to shift your emotional state. When you focus on what you have rather than what you lack, your entire perspective changes. Your energy shifts from scarcity to abundance, from fear to faith. Visualization is another powerful technique that takes advantage of the subconscious mind's receptivity in the early morning. Your brain does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. When you close your eyes and see yourself succeeding, achieving, and living the life you desire, your subconscious mind begins to accept this as reality. This creates an emotional shift that changes how you carry yourself throughout the day. When you visualize success, confidence, and happiness, you begin to embody those qualities in your actions. Most people live in reaction mode. They wake up and let the outside world dictate their emotions. They check their phone, read the news, or replay negative experiences in their mind, and before they know it, they are already feeling stressed, frustrated, or discouraged. But when you take control of your morning thoughts, you shift from being reactive to being proactive. You become the master of your mind rather than a victim of circumstance. The early morning hours hold a power that few people tap into. While the world sleeps, you have a rare opportunity to align yourself with the energy you want to carry throughout the day. The way you think and feel between 3 and 5 a.m. sets the foundation for everything that follows. If you use this time wisely, if you take control of your first thoughts, you can reshape your reality from the inside out. Negative emotions do not just appear out of nowhere. They are deeply ingrained patterns formed over time through repeated thoughts and experiences. The problem is that most people believe these emotions are permanent, as if they are part of their identity. They wake up feeling anxious, overwhelmed, or discouraged, and they assume that's just who they are. But that's not true. Negative emotions are not fixed. They are habits of the mind. Patterns that have been reinforced over and over again, and just like any habit, they can be changed. The reason people struggle with negativity is that they try to fight it head on using willpower alone. They tell themselves, I need to stop feeling this way. I need to stop thinking these negative thoughts. But the more they resist, the stronger those emotions become. The subconscious mind does not respond to resistance, it responds to replacement. You cannot simply eliminate negative feelings by telling yourself to stop thinking about them. If I tell you, don't think of a pink elephant, what happens? You immediately picture one. The mind works in images, and the more attention you give to something, the stronger it becomes. This is why fighting negativity only makes it worse. Instead of resisting negative feelings, you must replace them with something stronger, something more powerful. The best time to do this is in the early hours of the morning, when your subconscious mind is the most receptive. Most people wake up and immediately replay yesterday's worries in their mind. They think about the arguments they had, the mistakes they made, or the problems they have to face. Their mind is still in a half-dream state, but instead of filling it with empowering thoughts, they allow negativity to take root. What they don't realize is that in those first few moments of the day, they are programming their subconscious for how they will feel for the rest of the day. Your emotions follow your focus. If you focus on stress, you will feel stressed. If you focus on gratitude, you will feel grateful. This is not wishful thinking. This is how the brain works. The reticular activating system, RAS, in your brain filters information based on what you focus on. If you constantly think about problems, your brain will look for more problems. This is why you must deliberately reprogram your mind the moment you wake up. You do this by feeding it new, powerful, and positive messages before the negativity has a chance to take over. One of the simplest ways to reprogram your mind is through affirmations. An affirmation is not just a sentence you repeat. It is a command to your subconscious mind. It is a statement of belief that, when repeated with conviction, begins to override old patterns of negativity. But here's the key. Affirmations only work when they are felt. If you wake up and say, I am confident and strong, but deep down you don't believe it, your subconscious will reject it. You must feel the truth of what you are saying. You must say it with certainty, with conviction, as if it is already true. Another powerful way to replace negative feelings is through writing. When you wake up in the morning, take a piece of paper and write down every negative thought or emotion that comes to mind. Don't judge it. Don't fight it, just get it out of your head. This process removes the power of those emotions because once they are on paper, they are no longer just swirling in your mind. Then on a separate piece of paper, write the opposite of each negative thought. If you wrote, "I feel stuck," replace it with, "I am moving forward every day." If you wrote, "I am afraid of failure," replace it with, "I embrace challenges with confidence." This practice is not just about writing words. It is about shifting your focus, reprogramming your mind, and setting the emotional tone for the day ahead. Meditation is another powerful way to clear negative emotions before they take over. In the early hours of the morning, your brain is naturally in a relaxed state, making it the perfect time to meditate. When you sit in silence and focus on your breath, you detach from your thoughts. You realize that you are not your negative emotions. You are simply the observer of them. This perspective alone weakens their grip on you. Most people allow their thoughts to control them, but meditation reverses this. It puts you back in control. It allows you to separate yourself from the temporary emotions that would otherwise dictate your entire day. Another effective method to reprogram your emotions is through movement. Your physical state influences your mental state more than you realize. When you wake up feeling low, your posture reflects it. Your shoulders are slumped. Your breathing is shallow. Your energy is low. But when you move your body, everything changes. Stand up, stretch, take deep breaths, go for a walk. Movement shifts your energy. It sends signals to your brain that you are awake, alert, and ready to take on the day. This is why physical activity is one of the fastest ways to shift your emotional state. It breaks the cycle of negativity before it has a chance to settle in. People who struggle with negative feelings often believe they have no control over them. They think emotions just happen to them. But emotions are not random. They are the result of thoughts that have been repeated so often they have become automatic. The good news is that automatic patterns can be changed. The best time to do this is in the morning before your old thoughts take control. If you wake up and immediately take charge of your focus, your emotions will follow. Instead of allowing negativity to run your day, you can choose to install new beliefs, new thoughts, and new emotions that align with the person you truly want to be. Between 3 and 5 a.m., the world is quiet. There are no distractions, no outside noise, no interruptions from emails, messages, or responsibilities. It is in these early hours that you have the rare opportunity to connect with something greater than yourself, to align with a higher frequency of thought, emotion, and energy. Most people wake up and immediately allow themselves to be consumed by stress, worry, and obligation. They check their phones, scroll through social media, or dive straight into their problems. But those who understand the power of the early morning know that this is the most sacred time of the day, a time when the mind is open, the soul is still, and transformation is possible. Negativity thrives in chaos. It feeds on noise, distractions, and external influences. The more overwhelmed your mind is, the more difficult it becomes to control your emotions. This is why most people struggle to break free from negative thoughts. They never give themselves the space to disconnect from the noise and tune into something higher. But in the early morning hours, before the world wakes up, there's an energy in the air that is different. It is calm, it is pure, it is powerful. And if you learn how to tap into it, you can shift your entire emotional state before the day even begins. One of the most effective ways to align yourself with a higher frequency is through meditation. In the early morning, your brain is naturally in a state of deep relaxation, making it the perfect time to sit in stillness and reconnect with yourself. Meditation is not just about quieting the mind. It is about tuning into a different level of awareness, one that is beyond fear, beyond stress, beyond doubt. It is in this state that you realize that negative emotions are not who you are. They are simply temporary experiences passing through your consciousness. The moment you detach from them, their power over you weakens. Another way to align with higher frequencies is through gratitude. When you focus on what you are grateful for, your entire emotional state shifts. Gratitude is one of the highest vibrational states you can be in. It replaces fear with faith, scarcity with abundance, and doubt with certainty. The problem is that most people wake up and immediately think about what they lack, what is wrong, or what they need to fix. This sends them into a lower frequency before they even begin their day. But when you wake up and immediately bring your attention to what you are thankful for, you raise your energy. You align yourself with positive emotions before negativity has a chance to take hold. Visualization is another powerful tool that works best in the early morning hours. Your mind does not distinguish between what is real and what is vividly imagined. When you close your eyes and see yourself succeeding, thriving, and living the life you desire, your brain begins to accept that vision as reality. This creates an internal shift that changes how you think, how you feel, and how you behave throughout the day. People who struggle with negative emotions often visualize the worst. They picture failure, rejection, or disappointment before anything's even happened. But if you use the early morning hours to intentionally visualize success, happiness, and confidence, you train your mind to expect positive outcomes instead of negative ones. Breathwork is another powerful way to align with higher frequencies. The way you breathe directly affects your emotions. Shallow, rapid breathing is associated with stress and anxiety, while deep, controlled breathing signals to your nervous system that you are calm and in control. In the quiet of the early morning, before the demands of the day begin, practicing deep breathing can help clear negative emotions and replace them with clarity and peace. A simple breathing technique is to inhale deeply for 4 counts, hold for 4 counts, and exhale for 4 counts. This slows the heart rate, calms the mind, and allows you to enter a state of deep relaxation. Affirmations also become more powerful in the early hours of the morning. When your mind is in a relaxed state, it is more receptive to new beliefs. If you wake up and immediately declare positive statements about yourself, they sink deeper into your subconscious. Instead of allowing old negative thoughts to take control, you replace them with new, empowering beliefs. The key is to say them with conviction, to feel them as if they are already true. If you affirm, "I am confident, strong, and in control of my emotions," and you say it with energy, your subconscious begins to accept it. Over time, this replaces the old negative programming that has been running in the background for years. Journaling is another practice that helps align you with a higher frequency. Writing down your thoughts, emotions, and desires in the early morning helps clear mental clutter and bring clarity to your goals. When you put your thoughts on paper, you separate yourself from them. You gain perspective. Instead of being consumed by negative emotions, you observe them from a place of detachment. This allows you to shift your mindset and focus on solutions rather than problems. Many people underestimate the power of the early morning because they have never experienced what it feels like to start their day with clarity, peace, and intention. They wake up in a rush, reacting to whatever comes their way. But those who take the time to align themselves with higher frequencies before the day begins experience life differently. They are not controlled by their emotions. They do not live in reaction mode. They create their own reality. Energy is contagious. The frequency you operate on in the morning sets the tone for everything that follows. If you begin your day in a low vibrational state filled with stress, fear, or doubt, you will attract more of that energy throughout the day. But if you start your morning aligned with higher frequencies, peace, gratitude, confidence, you will carry that energy with you. It will shape your thoughts, influence your decisions, and impact how you interact with others. The morning is not just a routine, it is a foundation. It is the starting point that determines how the rest of your day unfolds. Most people underestimate the power of action when it comes to transforming their emotions. They believe that if they just think positively, their feelings will automatically change. But the truth is, thoughts alone are not enough. You can sit in bed and repeat affirmations all morning, but if you do not take action, those words will remain empty. The mind and body are deeply connected, and the fastest way to shift your emotions is to engage in movement, to physically do something that aligns with the feelings you want to create. Negative emotions thrive in stillness. When you sit in the same position for hours, dwelling on worries, replaying negative thoughts in your mind, or staying stuck in the same patterns, those emotions become stronger. But the moment you move, whether it's stretching, walking, deep breathing, or writing, you interrupt the cycle. You send a signal to your brain that you are no longer in the same state. This is why action is essential for overcoming negative feelings. Most people wake up and immediately surrender to their emotions. If they feel tired, they stay in bed. If they feel unmotivated, they do nothing. They let their emotions dictate their actions instead of using action to shift their emotions. But emotions are not meant to be followed blindly. They are meant to be led. You do not wait until you feel motivated to take action. You take action first, and then motivation follows. This is a fundamental principle of psychology. The brain responds to behavior. When you physically move your body, engage in a productive activity, or even change your posture, your emotions begin to change as well. One of the most powerful ways to shift your emotions in the early morning is through movement. The way you hold your body influences the way you feel. If you wake up and immediately stand tall, take deep breaths, and stretch, your body signals to your brain that you are awake, alert, and ready for the day. Contrast this with waking up, slouching, dragging yourself out of bed, and looking at your phone. The second scenario reinforces sluggishness, while the first one reinforces energy. This is why successful people prioritize movement in the morning. They don't wait for their energy to naturally rise. They create energy through action. Another way to take action against negative feelings is by engaging in intentional breathing exercises. Your breath controls your nervous system. Shallow, rapid breathing signals stress to the brain, while deep, controlled breathing signals calmness and control. If you wake up feeling anxious, stressed, or overwhelmed, simply changing the way you breathe can shift your entire emotional state. A simple breathing exercise is the 4-7-8 method. Inhale for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and exhale for 8 seconds. Doing this for just a few minutes in the early morning clears the mind and resets the body's stress response. Writing is another powerful action that helps break the cycle of negative emotions. When thoughts stay in your mind, they often feel overwhelming and chaotic. But when you put them on paper, you gain control over them. The simple act of writing down your emotions, without judgment, without filtering, removes their power. After you have written down your worries, fears, or frustrations, you can then take it a step further by writing a solution or an opposite thought. For example, if you write, "I feel stuck and uncertain about my future," you can follow it with, "I am learning and growing every day and clarity is coming to me." This process is not about ignoring reality. It is about choosing to focus on the version of reality that empowers you rather than the one that drains you. One of the biggest reasons people remain stuck in negative emotions is that they do not change their surroundings. If you wake up and immediately stay in the same dark room, lying in bed, looking at your phone, your brain remains in a passive, low-energy state. But if you take action by stepping outside, exposing yourself to sunlight, drinking a glass of water, or playing uplifting music, your brain gets the message that it is time to wake up and engage with the world. Environment plays a huge role in how you feel. If your surroundings are cluttered, dark, or uninspiring, your emotions will reflect that. But when you take small actions to create a space that energizes and uplifts you, your emotions shift as well. Another way to use action to overcome negative emotions is by setting small, achievable goals first thing in the morning. Accomplishing something, even something small, triggers the brain to release dopamine, the chemical responsible for motivation and focus. This is why making your bed, drinking a full glass of water, or completing a short workout in the morning can make a huge difference in your emotional state. These actions signal progress, and progress creates momentum. When you feel stuck, it is often because your brain perceives no movement forward. But when you take action, even in small ways, your mind shifts from feeling stuck to feeling in control. Speaking aloud is another way to use action to overcome negativity. When you wake up, your first words matter. If the first thing you say is, "I'm exhausted, I don't feel like doing anything today," or "today is going to be stressful," you are reinforcing those emotions. But if you wake up and immediately say, "I am grateful for this day, I am strong and ready," or "something amazing is going to happen today," you are sending a completely different message to your subconscious. The words you speak shape your emotional reality. One of the most overlooked actions that shift emotions is practicing acts of kindness. When you are caught in negative feelings, the natural instinct is to turn inward and focus on yourself. But one of the fastest ways to elevate your mood is to do something for someone else. It can be as simple as sending a kind message, helping a family member, or giving someone a compliment. The act of giving shifts your focus from lack to abundance, from problems to purpose. Action is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be emotionally. You do not have to be controlled by negative emotions, but you cannot simply think your way out of them. You must move. You must take intentional steps, physically, mentally, and emotionally, to create the state you want to experience. It does not require massive effort. Even the smallest changes in the morning can shift the entire trajectory of your day. The moment you decide to act instead of react, you reclaim your power over your emotions.